Hi guys, Rhonda without an H here with you. Okay, I have been promising to do this and I'm finally like, okay, we're just gonna bite the bullet and do it. Today I'm gonna show you how I make fabric out of tulle and scraps. Oh boy, okay. Tulle is a very, very finely woven netting it comes in white, it comes in many, many colors. And so this is going to be our base, and it's also going to be our top. So we're going to take a layer of this underneath, and then we're going to fill it with scraps, and then we're going to put a layer of this over that, and we're just gonna stitch like crazy on our machine and create a new piece of fabric to use in your art. This is an example. It's all I have left. That's why I need to do some more. Let me bring it in close so you can see. This is the fabric that I created. I have stitched with some gold lines with some purple variegated. I've used a couple of my fancy stitches on my machine, which, by the way, really doesn't have a lot of stitching, so I'm kind of limited. But you get the idea. I mean, this is really beautiful. So that is what we're going to do. This is just a little needle book, by the way, you know, for some of you, if you're interested in seeing what this little guy made. Okay, so to start, you need some tulle. T-U-L-L-E is how it's spelled. And then, she said, and then you're going to need some scraps. Let's just show, this is like me sharing with you my deepest, darkest secrets. And look, I've been collecting stuff for a really long time. So I should have plenty to create with. So what I'm going to do, and I'm going to do this off camera because I don't want to bore you with all of that, but I'm just going to start pulling. I'm going to pull some threads. I'm going to pull some of certain colors and whatnot. Just pull some stuff, and then we'll get started. All right. So in the meantime, you know, get your tulle and get your threads together and get ready to play. We're going to have a good time. All right, I'll be back. Okay, I have cut off a piece of the pink tulle, and that's going to be on the bottom here. And then I'm going to layer it with some similar colors. I've got some pinks and creams and blues and lavenders and whatnot in here. Now, this is too thick, but let me show you just to get an idea of what I save. Like, for instance, this was just a strip of a piece of fabric that I was trying to make straight, and so I didn't want to throw it away, so I kept it. Threads from my machine. These are little fuzzies from some yarn and sari silk that, you know, that you pull when you get it, and it's all soft, and that's what that is. These are threads. These are little snippets of fabric This is a little snippet of some, like an eyelet yarn. Chenille from a chenille bedspread. This is from a cloth, a Osnaburg type cloth, or maybe that's a drop cloth, I don't know. But you get the idea. And these are just tiny little snippets. So I don't throw them away. I keep them so that I can create. And as you can see earlier by my stash, I still have tons to work with. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is take these off and just kind of start randomly putting them on back. And I'm just, I don't think I want that one. So I just kind of look at it. I sort of pull them apart a little bit. I rearrange a little bit of lace left over from a project. Some of these will show and some of these will not. They will end up getting kind of absorbed and build as I'm building my fabric. Okay, that's a pretty little gold there. Maybe I was working on a Christmas something or other. And this is kind of cool. Just find a little spot for it. So I just keep layering. I just keep building. And sometimes I'll look at something and say, yeah, I don't think I want that in there. And I'll take it out. And then I'll just continue on. Want to try to take out my, and you don't have to be so, like I am, so anal and picky and all that kind of thing. You can just plop it on there and just see what happens. I'm leaving a little bit of a border. Okay, we're getting pretty close to, I think, something pretty good. Alrighty. I'm trying and I'm feeling as I'm going down to try to feel if it's about the same thickness, fatness. Fatness, is that a word? Anything and everything's a word these days. And I'm just adding to, and I'm kind of trying to square it up a little bit so that it, you know, is going to work well as a piece of fabric for me. This is going to be gorgeous. I can make needle books, pin cushions, journal pages, other artwork. It can be a background for something amazing that way as well. Got just a little bit more in my, okay, oops, don't want that one. Yes, I want that one. Yeah, let's keep these. Okay, we'll take that out. Okay, so now if you can see this, that's what I've got going. Now what I'm going to do is bring, or you can cut another piece, but I'm going to bring the one piece of tulle over the other one, and then I am going to cut. Let me get my real scissors. These are left-handed scissors, by the way. I didn't know there was such a thing as left-handed scissors till I had already been sewing for all through high school and making my own clothes and getting married and making clothes for my kids and dresses for my daughter and making some quilts until a friend shared with me, "You're not using left-handed scissors?" What? That was quite a discovery for me. Okay, so now I will go ahead and pin in different spots. I'm going to pin this whole thing down. So I'll be back when I've got this all pinned. All right, here I have my piece of fabric all pinned. All right, so it will hold nicely. You just have to pin it fairly close, but not too terribly close. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start stitching. I may change my threads to do some different ones. What I have on now is a variegated lavender and pink, and then I have a soft pink in my bobbin. So we're just going to go ahead and just get started. As you can see, I'm doing little swirls, and I need to get that pin out. And you may need to go ahead and adjust your stitch length, your width, etc., etc. This is the part where you just kind of, you know, you just sort of play. I am going to make my stitch a little bit, yeah, that's pretty small. I think I'm going to increase it, the size, a little bit, because I've got quite a few layers that I'm going through here. All right, so I am just stitching along, taking out pins as I go. You can see. And I think what I'm doing here is I'm kind of going around the outskirts. Take that pin out. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. I don't normally show you my stitching because I have to set the camera up differently, and I don't want to take up unnecessary time. But for this particular project, where we are creating our fabric for our journals or whatever it is, since this is done with stitching, then that's a little bit different. So I am just continuing on. Some of these fabrics and snippets, these little bits and these threads, they will get kind of cut off. I will most likely square it up. I don't have a particular project at this point in mind that I want to use this for. Depending on what I might be doing, that could be different. Now, as you can see, this is getting a little bit skimpy here. So I'm just going to shove that kind of up in there. Okay, get off, get off. My fabric is attaching to other things in my studio. Alrighty. Okay. So that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm going to go ahead and stitch this, and then I will come back and show you a little bit more so that you get the flavor of what I'm doing, but that you don't, you know, it's not a 30-minute video. Okay, I will be back. Okay, I am almost to a point where I feel like I can take all of my pins out, and then I'm going to show you something else that you can do. Okay, so I am just removing the rest of my pins in my fabric. This is so fun to do, you guys, seriously. I think if you are a sewer at all and you are thrifty or you like to recycle and reuse things, this will be amazing for you. Already you can see some of the texture, and let's let you take a peek at the back so far. All right, looking good. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is, do I remember how to do this? I'm going to drop my feed dogs. Okay, on my machine, that's how you do it. Come on. Okay, dropped my feed dogs, and I'm just going to start free, you know, just stitching circles, and whatever happens, happens. We'll do a little bit of a... Okay. Wish me luck, guys. I haven't done this for a while. All right, here we go. Oh, duh. You can tell I haven't done this for a long time. Okay. I'm embarrassed. I'm officially embarrassed. When you're freeform quilting, you have to have certain tools. And one of those would be, if I can find it over here, one of those is the right foot. Okay. Well, I will be back. Let me find the sewing foot. Okay, I'm back. I found my sewing foot. This is for quilting. And what I have to do is I have to take off my current sewing foot. Not just changing the plate, but actually taking the foot off. It has a little screw that you do that with. And then I go ahead and I will put the new one on. I'm showing this to you for those that maybe don't do this all the time, or like me, it's been so long since you quilted. Oh my goodness, I'm forgetting all these things. It's embarrassing, but it is what it is. So I am tightening up the screw. I know I'm in your way. I apologize for that, but because of the position of the camera, I can't really do anything about it. Okay, now, for this, I want to have a fairly long string on my thread, and I am going to thread it just down through that loop. Okay? Just down through the loop. It's got a little hole there, and your thread needs to be down in the middle of that. Okay, now let's see if we can be a little more successful. Now here's where I kind of messed up, and I may go back later. Well, I'll probably just clip this off, just like thus and such. But when I get this all done, you're really not going to be able to tell. Okay? So now what I want to do is I want to freeform quilt. And I want to go ahead and I'm bringing up my bottom thread. And I'm just holding those. Okay. Let's see if we can do this again. Let's try this again, guys. All right. Oh, this is freaking me out. Wish me luck. All righty. I haven't had that squeak. I took my machine in and they fixed it. I thought. We'll see. But you can see what I'm doing here. I am just oh my goodness, this is rough. This is really, really rough. But it's pretty fun. Circle, circle. Now you don't have to do the freeform quilting. You can just do straight lines through the whole piece. That's perfectly fine. Not a problem. I'm going to stop right there and let you kind of see my, oh golly, I'm embarrassed. But you see what we're creating. This is getting kind of pretty. One of the things that I didn't do that I needed to do, and that is I forgot to put on my quilting gloves. So, oh, hello. They fit with fall, don't they? Fall. They've got little patties, little knobbies that, like the bottom of little kids' the little feets in their jammies. It's got that same no slip kind of grip, so that I can grip this a little bit better and work with this. So, have you had enough? Is this enough to show you what I've done? Should I think it is. I don't want to bore you. So I'm going to continue with this, and then I will be back. All right, guys. I'm back, and I have switched my foot. That sounds weird, doesn't it? I have switched it back to my regular sewing machine, and I am just adding my machine. This is not working so good. So, you know that not everything works well for me. I make just as many mistakes as the rest of you do. I just, you know, you just have to keep working it. Just keep working it. See that? Okay. So I've got a zigzag, a gold zigzag. So I'm going to go off camera again and see if I can't do a little bit more of gold through my fabric. And maybe I'll just do a straight stitch. But as you can see, I have stitched this whole piece. It's going to be gorgeous. Well, it is gorgeous. And it feels really cool. It's got a, oh gosh, this is fun. Okay, I'll be back to wind it up, guys. Okay, guys, I am done with this particular thread quilting, whatever you want to call it. I'm done with this piece of fabric. As you can see, let's bring it up. I don't want to make you dizzy or anything like that. Just showing you some of the quilting. And let's turn it around. My machine did not like my gold thread. It just was nasty. It was like, no way. So I'm like, fine, have it your way. We'll do just pink and purple this time. So as you can see, you have two, you know, you can use either side. They're wonderful. So I just wanted to show that to you. I hope this hasn't been a super long tutorial. It probably has. I apologize. But making fabric is, you know, it's a process. And of course now I can, if I want, I can go ahead and straighten this up. And with my rotary cutter, I can, you know, cut it. But I'm not going to do that yet because it kind of depends upon what format. In some art pieces, this would look really cool just as it is. So I'm just going to wait. And of course I've done it in some of my favorite colors. So come on, get those scraps going. Get those little threads. Do something with this and turn it into this. All right, thanks for I need to quit videoing, don't I? Thank you so much for staying with me, and I hope that you will be able to enjoy this, that you've learned a little bit of something so you can feel brave and make your own fabric. Make a cool project. I'd love to hear how it goes. All right, until next time, have a fabulous day. Bye now.